Hi all, Hipper here. Today I am taking out my namesake, the actual Hipper, with my pretty old Lucian's build here. It's been serving me well with Müller and Azure Lane Baltimore as inspirations. So here I am in Hipper, and this ship has a bit of a reputation for being one of the worst tier 7 cruisers, and I mean, it is one of the best, but it's also not the worst, in my opinion. Both Siegfried and Azuma are worse than Hipper. So anyway, on Two Brothers, I always like to take a Hipper or a Prince Eugen up the middle if I get the opportunity. Of course, only if I get the opportunity, because taking a ship up the middle is risky, and like you really need to plan it well. And sometimes you just can't plan it because the enemies simply just don't give you the opening. So in this play here, I am just taking it easy in the beginning here because the destroyer is spotting, which is perfect. So I don't have to put my butt on the line immediately. So what I mean is that in a confined space, Hipper and Prince Eugen are probably some of the more dangerous ships you can run into among all the ships in the game. And especially if they are able to surprise someone inside a confined space, like the middle channel here on Two Brothers. And especially if you have a speed build like I do, where they go 38 knots, you can pretty much just come rushing out from somewhere into preferably some sort of confined space and make good use of those torps. And I always neglect to say this, but the torp angles on Hipper and Eugen are amazing if you haven't figured that out yet, and I'll show you in this video here what I mean. And of course the reload on the torps is also just well, pretty much out of this world. They always surprise me how fast these ships here reload their torps. I can't actually remember the number, but it's about a minute or something like that, which is quite outrageous. So now I'm just trying to get in position to get a few shots in on the enemy destroyer, which I was expecting would be spotted here, because I could see our destroyer was setting up a little bit of a ambush there, waiting for him to come around the corner to get spotted. So obviously I noticed that, and I was just waiting for it to happen. But then I realize there's an enemy destroyer up the channel here, and the battleship has realized that as well, and he's in for a few torpedoes. So in this instant here, I decide to head up the channel, because obviously there's a destroyer in there. So one, I'll get to take him out, and two, there aren't really anyone else in the cap, and the ships that are there are two battleships on the right, and they're not really a problem. So that's why I think I'll go up this time here, have a little fun. Now there's a stupid Benson sitting in here thinking he can just farm that battleship there, but obviously that's not the case. I don't have my sonar, but it doesn't matter. I am just heading in full steam, and as soon as I spot him, this guy is going to regret making this play here. And that happens there, and you can see he fires up his engines and panics a little bit, and we use these wonderful torps here on Hipper to take him out. So like I said before, our right flank is a bit weak, and I'm going to have trouble getting close to this Lenin here, going up the actual flank. So that's why I have decided to take this way, because this allows me to get within probably 5 or 6 kilometers of him as soon as I pop out from here. And I realize I'm spotted. It's not going to be a surprise attack, this one here, but there aren't really anyone else that can hit me, and if I can take out one of those battleships on the right flank, it should be a lot easier for us to at least hold the flank. Perhaps not actually take it, because we just lost a destroyer over there as well. So you can see what happens here. The Lenin retreats and the other battleship actually pushes forward. And this is exactly what I wanted to happen. Divide the enemy forces and you will most likely win. Divide and conquer. And, now notice how we used the fast spotter to take the edge off that first salvo there, because obviously the Lenin knew we were coming. This guy is not used to hippos turning that fast, so he had lined up a broadside, which turns out he didn't get much out of that. So now I'm approaching him at my 37 knots here, and when you're in a reversing battleship, that's quite scary. And like I said, the torp angles on these cruisers here are just great, because you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just like a mad dog just rushing this guy here. I need to take him out, and because he's alone and no one is backing him up, and his other friend have started pushing, so this is really the decisive battle here. If he loses, then this battle is won, and he is aware of this, and he is bow tanking away, which of course makes perfect sense. That's what I would do as well. So I'm just trying to get as close as possible. I can take a few more salvos, no problem. At least one more. So now is my time. So I fire my last few torps here, and then I just try to angle in such a way that perhaps I will survive the next salvo. But that's not really a priority here. See how I turn again, and you can see the torps are ready again. It's just like the amazing torp reload on these cruisers here. It's almost unfair. And we fire another two, and he gets us, but we got our torps off. So that's the end of that Lenin there. Now I forgot to actually record the end stats from this battle here, but I can tell you that we did win, and although our destroyers are doing weird things, but we did win, and it was a fun battle. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you out there.